So continuing on, we're on to Overture to Odin. So let's check it out. This would work great as a score to a film, right? It's just so easily to envision something while listening to this. Again, not my thing. I figured we would get a track like this with Overture in the title, since the first track, Overture to the Hymn of the Immortal Warriors, was the same type of style. Again, not exactly my thing, not something I would listen to over again, but it is interesting for this concept album at least. Okay, again, not my thing. Like I said 1,000 times now. Um, this might be one of the better orchestrated type songs they have on here, symphonic songs. It's I like the melody to it. It wasn't too long or nothing, but again, it's a very skippable track. If it wasn't for this Manowar reaction, I probably would have skipped it. Not my thing. You guys know this by now. So we're going to move right along to the Blood of Odin. And interesting enough, the Sons of Odin and the Blood of Odin is put together in one track for us here, which is pretty cool, with two birds with one stone. And they obviously have to do with each other, both have to do with Odin. So let's check those songs out.
Upon his shoulders perch two ravens, Hugin and Munin. They circle the earth by day, seeing all. At night, they report to him the world's tidings. He wears a golden helmet and a golden ring. At his side sit two wolves. His weapons, a magic sword and a spear called Gungnir. They are carved with ruins.
It's really building up Odin, eh? It's making him seem like a real badass. I'm loving the build up here, and how he has like two ravens, was it? That are basically his scouts for the area. He has two wolves by his side. This crazy ass spear. I'm liking the storytelling.
His 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, carries
Sleipnir. Now I know how to say it. It was track number 5.
carved with ruins.
Sleipnir.
His 8-legged horse, Sleipnir, carries him over land, sea, and air. The bringer of the valiant dead, the Einherjar, from the battlefield, across the Rainbow Bridge, to Valhalla. For a single drink of the enchanted water, he paid with one eye. He was granted supreme wisdom. He is the god of poetry, sorcery, and death. Wounded, pierced by a spear, he hung upside down for 9 days. Fasting and agony, he made of himself a sacrifice to himself.
He gave up his eye for, what was it? A drink to get more wisdom or something like that. He was upside down on a spear. He was fasting and in agony and pain. Dude's been through a lot.
Given no bread nor mead, he looked down and with a loud cry fell screaming from the world tree. In a flash of insight, the secret magic of the ruins was revealed to him. He took up the ruins and mastered them. 18 powerful charms for protection, success in battle, lovemaking, healing, and the power to bring back the dead. His sacred blood mixed with black wind and rain went down from the world tree deep into the earth. He commanded the earth to crack open and to spew forth the strongest of the strong. On this day he did bestow unto the world the Sons of Odin.
Okay, I'm guessing this is where Sons of Odin comes in. Yeah, pretty cool narration. Again, not something that I would listen to all the time. All these tracks, the only time I would listen to them all in full is if I wanted the full experience of this album. But on a casual listen, I would just be picking out the more metal tracks, the more actual playing guitar type tracks, you know. But that last track really reminded me of back in the day when I was a kid. I had cassettes of like narration to books or film. I remember having like a Star Wars one in that, and you put in the cassette and you just listen. I guess they still have that sort of thing nowadays with like audiobooks and stuff like that, but to me that was a thing of the past. But yeah, we'll move on. Sons of Odin. Let's check it out.
On this day he did bestow unto the world the Sons of Odin.
Very interesting to, yeah, I just want to say such a breath of fresh air, by the way, to have a track like this. I'm really enjoying it. We don't, how do you say that? Have to wait a couple of tracks before we get an actual song in here. So yeah, definitely a breath of fresh air. I'm absolutely loving it. I like that the verse is bass, no guitar in there. It's just bump, 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 bump. Usually you would get the guitar in there, you know, but no, they didn't go that route on this time. So yeah, let's keep her going, see where it goes.
One day too, I may fall. I will enter Odin's hall.
Those synths in the background.
Will
really makes it more epic when you get this layer vocals, right? Just brings it all together. Like I said earlier, the synths behind, and especially in the verse, obviously giving that epic feel as well. And the song is just really coming together here by the end. Digging the guitars. Like I said, they're absent in the verse where it was just bass. That do, 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 do. But when they come in, I just love the riff and the melody that they come in with. Great chorus. Everything's good on this one.
God is our name, souls full of thunder, arms of steel, killers of men, a warrior's friend, sworn to avenge our fallen brothers. Sons of the gods, today we shall die. Open Valhalla's door. Let the battle begin with swords in the wind. Hail, gods of war! Sons of the gods, today we shall die. Open Valhalla's door. Let the battle begin with swords in the wind. Hail, gods of war! Let the battle begin with swords in the wind.
Onward into the heart of the battle fought the Sons of Odin. Outnumbered many times, still they fought on. Blood poured forth from their wounds deep into the earth. Vultures waited for the broken shells that once were bodies. But Odin alone would choose the day they would enter Valhalla. And in their hour of need, he sent forth unto them the Berserker Rage. Now, gods and men, they rose up from the ground, screaming like wild animals. Such is the gift of absolute power. No blade or weapon could harm them. They killed men and horses alike, and all who stood before them died that day. Hail, gods of war!
Okay, that time the narration really added to the track, I found, especially in the second half and in the ending section there. It was pretty epic what Odin did for these men. Sons of Odin, obviously, I don't think that's literal. I think this is like his people, his warriors, people who fight for him, right? In the name of Odin. It's much like the Vikings and whatnot. Very cool track, very power metal style in its style, right? And yeah, I totally dug this one. Pretty epic. We're on track 11, since that was 9 and 10, with Glory, Majesty, United. So let's check that one out. Words of wisdom. Is this an actual music video? actually quite nice to have a little bit of visuals with this type of music because it gives me something to actual visualize, right? Don't have to use my imagination, I guess, as much.
Deep into the heart of the battle they fought, covered on all sides as all converged on them, until the foe could no longer be seen. As time passed, I feared them lost. Then, slowly, the armies separated. Many were dead. I saw the foe, each down on one knee. All stopped to watch and gaze upon them with a smile of victory before sending them into the ground. Then they rose together to make a final stand. With their last bit of strength, they raised their arms into the air, pointing blood-stained weapons to the sky. They called upon the god of war and made ready to die. But Odin would not call them this day to Valhalla. Instead, he sent thunder and lightning to strike the ground, bestowing upon them the one gift every warrior lives in hope of: the Berserker Rage. Now filled with that strength, the power of 1,000 men was given them. No longer mortal, they were touched by the gods. This time when they took up the attack, men fell not by tens, but by hundreds, by thousands.
So much like the last track, the Sons of Odin, we heard that Odin is the one who chooses when they're ready to die or not, ready to go to Valhalla. And in the last track at the end, he gave them all the power of Berserker or whatever to come back and get the strength again and be these mighty warriors. And it happened again here when I felt like there was no hope. They were calling Odin to let them just go to Valhalla, but he wasn't having it yet. He went Berserker mode again on them, so they rose and now they're taking out thousands. Very interesting narration again.
And when the smoke did clear, the foe spoke the words, and the masses answered the response of the warrior's prayer. Gods of war, I call you.
Gods of war, I call you.
My sword is by my side.
My sword is by my side.
I seek a life of honor.
I seek a life of honor.
Free from all false pride.
Free from all false pride.
I will crack the whip.
I will crack the whip.
With a bold, mighty hail.
With a bold, mighty hail.
Cover me with death.
Cover me with death.
If I should ever fail.
If I should ever fail.
Glory.
Glory.
Majesty.
Majesty.
Unity.
Unity.
Hail.
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 Hail. Hail.
Okay. We get the mention of Warrior's Prayer again, which, we seen back in Kings of Metal. And yeah, another narration track. Again, this one at least had visuals. I think this was a fan-made video. Let me check. Yes, it does seem like it's a fan-made video. It wasn't put out by Manowar anyway, by just a random subscriber. But it was cool nonetheless. At least I got some visuals with the narration. And yeah, it was pretty cool.